Paramore is this close to releasing something, this close I can feel it. They end every single one of their Instagram posts now with "see you soon," which is just leading me to believe that as I'm making this video, something is coming up sooner or later. It has to. They just announced a tour in October, November, so there has to be something coming before that, right? I mean, it would only make sense. And they're known for a bunch of their big singles like Misery Business, Ain't It Fun, Still Into You, Ignorance, Decode. You know, they're big songs, and a lot of people, I feel like, do know their singles, and I've already created what I think would be the best Paramore album overall, with songs from all their, 5 records so far. But I thought, why not create a Paramore record with what I think are the best deep cuts? These are the songs that obviously aren't singles, that don't get enough love, that I feel if you put them together in one album, they could really be some of the better songs from the band that you have heard. Now, I made a 12-track album. Why 12? Because, well, throughout the 5 Paramore albums, you have, I think it was 60 songs. You divide that by 5, which is the number of albums they have, and you get an average of 12 songs per album. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get this thing started with my favorite Paramore kickoff, the perfect one to kick off this album. I don't know what it is about Fast in My Car, but I think just the way it starts out and the energy it brings, it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Paramore opening track. And they have some good opening tracks throughout their albums. All We Know, For Pessimist, I'm Pretty Optimistic, Careful, and of course Hard Times on their most recent record. But Fast in My Car is just the feel-good song. It lifts you up in a way, and it makes you more confident, and I feel like it's the perfect way to kick off an album. It hits different. Then I think going from Fast in My Car to Fences is pretty interesting, because now we're going into more of a sense of feeling trapped. This is a song about just constant paparazzi watching you and all this kind of stuff, and how you can't really escape that once you start becoming big. And I feel like now, after Fast in My Car, we're getting into the more, I guess you can say, heavier rock of what Paramore used to do back in the day, as this is a deep cut off Riot that I feel like it's highly underlooked. Someday gonna be the only one you got. Someday you're gonna be the only one you got. Then we go right into Ankle Biters, which I guess with how short it is, you can basically make it like the interlude of the album. But to me, this is like a pop-punk song in a way. Like, it's still a pop rock song, but it has more punky elements to it, and it's just so sing-songy that it fits very well with the atmosphere we're going here. But I also know what you're saying. Wasn't this a single off of the self-titled record? Yes, but unless you're like a big fan, most people don't know that. So since it's such an underrated single, I decided to count it on here. Don't let me let you down. Then the 4th track, we have Ideal Worship off of After Laughter. This one has to be my favorite Hayley Williams vocal performance from that album, because just the way she sings, it's kind of like a mixture of like singing and yelling. Like, you can feel the just stress in her voice, like she's letting everything out. I feel like it's perfect for the atmosphere of this record that we're trying to build here. It just kind of shows you that we've had some pump-up songs like Fast in My Car and all that, but we're still going to get very personal with you. And we got everybody singing. Whoa, whoa. Then we have one of my favorites off of the debut album, which is Whoa. Again, this will just take you back to the more fun punk side of the band and kind of get you ready for some of the depressing shit that's to come. Stop asking why. Then after Whoa, we have Grudges coming in as the 6th track. We're now halfway through the album. I don't know why, but Grudges is a cool song because it's Haley personally singing about a band member who is now back in the band, that being Zach Farrow, who left with his brother Josh, but would come back later down the line, Zach would. And you also get to hear Zach's vocals on this for a little bit when it gets to the why have we taken this long part. They're basically both saying, like, why did it take so long for us to just, take our grudge and just throw it out the window? Like, it was stupid in the first place. We never should have had to deal with that, but we did. But now that it's over, we feel good and we feel like, a family again. So, again, I just feel like this fits here for what we're going for. Then after Grudges, I put Proof. Now, even though Grudges is more about a band member, whereas Proof is more about that significant other that you're trying to prove to them that you love them, I feel like going from Grudges to this is very interesting because it's like, we ended our grudge, and then this song's like, let me prove that we ended our grudge, this kind of thing. And plus, I just think this one's more upbeat than Grudges, so again, you're kind of getting back into the more mentality of, oh, let's get up, let's have some fun, and sing along.
Hold on to hope if you got it. Don't let it go.
I thought about putting this as the last track for this album, but I decided to make it one of those songs where, or one of these albums where the softer song is kind of like toward the end, but not like right at the end. There are some artists that do that too, and that's 26. This one has slowly grown to become probably my favorite acoustic Paramore track. I mean, it's just, the atmosphere of it just feels so eerie in a way, and I feel like after going through a lot of, heavier stuff that we've gone through in the first 7 tracks, this one kind of, lets us calm down and chill a little bit, maybe even cry about things that we just needed to cry about.
Come and find me dancing all alone to the sound of
Then track number 9 is Part 2. I know it would be weird to have a song called Part 2 on here and not have, Part 1 of the song, which is Let the Flames Begin. But Part 2 in itself is just a fantastic track. It's got more of a darker tone to it than Let the Flames Begin did, and I like this a lot more. And I feel like coming off a song like 26, this could definitely get you back into the thick of things of the album's original atmosphere overall. 10 we have Pull. Now we're getting back into having a little fun, just because Pull in itself is a deeply depressing song. It has just that fun, riff and beat and all that kind of stuff to it. It's oddly, like, you want to dance to it, but you can also relate to it in a way because you feel the same way that Haley feels in the song. It's like, wow, this song makes me want to dance, but goddamn, I'm also depressed.
it's just a spark, but it's enough to keep me going. So if I let go.
Then the second to last song, we have Last Hope. I don't think this was ever made a single. It's got a video, but it's more like a live video from their tour back in 2013, 2014 when they were touring for this. And it's become one of the best Paramore deep cuts. I can't remember for the life of me if they sang this when I saw them back in 2018. I don't think they did, but they might have. I think they did, actually. I'd have to go back and check. They had somebody uploaded the concert that I went to in 2018 live on YouTube, so I can probably go back and check if they did. But yeah, Last Hope, it's just mainly one of those ones where it starts off soft and then has that ending where it definitely, finishes strong, and it's just got that, crowd, stadium, arena atmosphere to it. It's just perfect to be the second to last song on the record leading into the official album closer.
All I wanted was you.
Speaking of album closers, this is the best Paramore album closer by far. None of their other songs even come close to this. Maybe Born for this. I really thought about putting that here, but I couldn't leave All I Wanted off the list. This is a song that I think they've maybe played live once, and that's because Haley doesn't want to throw her vocals out when trying to sing it, because when she gets to the All I Wanted Was You part, she just fucking lets it go. And I feel like, again, I didn't want the song to end on like a soft note, because Paramore tend to do that. I mean, they had their song Future, but that kind of starts that way, but then it like picks it up toward the end. And of course, on like I said, Riot, you have Born for this, and then even on their debut record, record, All We Know Is Falling, you have My Heart, which, you know, picks itself up. I think the only time they've really finished an album off soft was After Laughter with Tell Me How. But with All I Wanted, man, when you talk about one of their more emo-leaning songs, this is it right here. It's so empowering, and by the time the song is over and the album's over, you want more. It leaves you wanting to listen to the album again. It wants you to start it over, listen from the beginning, and have another go round at it. And I think when a album finisher does that for you, then it becomes very, very successful in what its job was. So All I Wanted is the perfect finisher for this record, for the fact that people love it, and I mean, when you're done listening to it, you just have to go back and listen again. So yeah, there you go. I created the perfect Paramore record with just the deep cuts. You can tell me in the comments below, what are some of your favorite non-Paramore singles out there? Some of the deep cuts that you think are great, and the ones that get to you the most, and maybe you think they should have been singles in their own right. Like, there's a bunch of songs out there that you can definitely choose from. It can even be one of the B-sides that they've released over the years from their records that, you know, you think was just too good to leave off the album in the first place. But that's it for me. Stay safe out there, wear your mask, get vaccinated, and until then, I will catch you all in the next one.